Okay, so I realized on my last video I didn't go into too much detail on how I made this. So I'm going to try again real quick. Alright, so for one of the walls I'm using this brick wall that is the fence that separates my neighbor's house and our house. And as the back wall I'm using the fence that separates my backyard and my front yard. So I'm trying to utilize all the resources that I can here. Okay, so alright, to start with, we'll start on the bottom. Okay, so the base, you can see here, it's just a 4x4, and there's another 4x4 running back that way. I screwed it into the fence in the back, and I screwed it into the wall. You can get a simple masonry bit, it's not a problem. I have a little bracket, one of these little brackets right here, you can get at Home Depot. Screw it into the 4x4, screw it into the wall. So it's nice and sturdy. Then right here, I have a 2x6 connecting the two to make it nice and sturdy. And back there, you can see that 2x6 screwed into the back fence. I have that there so I can put this sidewall on, something to screw it into. Okay, so from there I made the door frame, which you can see it's just two more 4x4s, which once again screwed it into the bricks, and I screwed it in again right there, and then I screwed it into the 4x4 down here. So that's nice and sturdy. And I have a 2x6 running across the top as well, so it's not going anywhere. Alright, the roof is just simply just a piece of plywood that I put a couple screws down into this 2x6 and a couple screws into the fence back there. Alright, I'll take you back outside real quick. Okay, so this side wall, once again, is just a piece of plywood, and I screwed it into the 4x4s, and I screwed it into the ones on the bottom as well, and I screwed it into that 2x6 that's on the inside over there. That way it's nice and sturdy as well. Now, this chicken wire right here, I put it on the outside of this plywood and up here as well, which is once again just a piece of plywood that's screwed in. That way I had somewhere to put this chicken wire into. So I put it on the outside, that way if something tries to get in and it pushes, it's not going to just pop off on the inside. That way now I have something sturdy to push against. And then I just simply framed it with these old pieces of wood that from a fence I had to tear down. That way it makes it look a little nicer, and it covers up the chicken wire on the outside here. That way, see, it's nice and sturdy, nothing's getting in there. Alright, this door, before I put the plywood on, I cut this hole out of the door. It's 12 by 14 inches. The wood, if you can see that I made a gap, it's just a piece of plywood and another piece of the fence wood. So I put those together, that way it leaves a little space in there. That way the door can open and close, it can be nice and sturdy. The hook I just put in, it's off my front door here. And the ramp I made, I just put a couple pieces plywood again and a 2x4. This stops it, that little ledge stops it from being pushed in there. And this is just leftover little pieces of plywood that I made a little ramp for them to walk up and down on. Alright. The front once again is my door for my backyard. The dogs were messing it up, and I just put it up here to reuse it, save some money. Makes it nice, easy access into here too. Now, the bins I made, they need 12 by 12 bins to be nice and comfortable. It's plywood once again. All I did was cut cut 4 pieces out. This is 12 inches wide, and it depends on how many chickens you got. So if you have more, it's going to be longer. But I just put a couple screws on the top of each of them, and that's nice and sturdy as well. It's not going anywhere. And I put a bracket into the brick wall to make sure it's not going anywhere. And the ramps were just, once again, leftover plywood. I just cut little strips out and screwed them in one by one. The chickens go up and down it. They don't have a problem at all. The bins I have, I'm gonna find something new once the chickens get a little bigger. But these are just little Tupperware bins. It was 5 for $5, so I couldn't pass it up. There's wood shavings in here. The chickens like to lay in it. I'm gonna get some straw eventually and replace it with straw once they're a little older. Now up here, if you can see on the other side of the chickens, I put a couple boards into the fence in the back and then made them a little perch with another piece of leftover plywood on the top, which they're sitting on right now. And then I put a couple more pieces of the leftover fence just across and screwed it in over here. And they actually sleep up here, so they really like it up here, as you can tell right now. Up here, I just put another piece of old fence into the brick wall. Put another screw into it, so it's in there good. And then put chicken wire. I wrapped the chicken wire underneath it. That way, once again, nothing can come in here. So, other than that, that's pretty much all the details on my chicken coop, how I built it. Like I said before, it was really pretty simple. I literally only spent $11 building the coop itself. That's just because I needed to buy one more sheet of plywood. Plywood is very versatile. It can be used for all kinds of stuff, as you can see here. It can be a wall, it can be their bins, it can be a ramp, it can be a perch. You can do a lot with it. Okay, so down here I have corrugated roofing. Once again, you can get it at any hardware store. It's really cheap for a 12-foot sheet. I believe it was $15. The cheapest thing I could find. That it's easy to clean. A nice big piece of plastic. Anything that you have like that, that way you can spray it off, and it's very easy to reuse and put it in your garden or your compost bin. And my chicken wire down here, I have it attached with staples and these metal tacks that you're just gonna hammer in. They're stronger, so it's in there pretty good too. The chickens don't have any problems with it. They don't spend a lot of time on it. They're either outside or they're up on their little perch. Now, if you just have them in a coop, you don't want to have this on their floor, because they'll spend too much time on there and it's not good for their feet. But if they have plenty of room to be outside, and nice perches and stuff like that, it's not a problem for them. So I hope this answers all your questions about my chicken coop and how I built it. If not, leave me a message and I'll get back to you. Hope to see you next time.